How's it going, people? As I'm sure you've already noticed, we've officially reached the maximum power level you can get in Save the World, which is currently power level 145. And for today's video, I kind of wanted to talk about it. Okay, I may have also wanted to brag a little. Anyways, for those who don't know, we first got ventures in Save the World back in July of 2020. And in order to reach power level 145, right now, you had to have played every single venture season. There was also a couple of weeklies that gave survivor superchargers, but it would not be possible to get to 145 without doing every single ventures. And it took us about 3.5 years to get to this point. Technically, we could earn a few more survivor superchargers. Like if we look through our survivor squads, we have our first 4-2 squad all the way maxed out. We also have our first offense squad maxed out. Our first gadgeteer squad is fully maxed out. And when I say maxed out, I mean we've already used our survivor superchargers on our mythic leads, as well as all of our squad members. So yeah, we got the first tech squad maxed out. We also got the second 4-2 squad maxed out. We have the second offensive squad maxed out. We also have our second tech squad maxed out. But if we go to our very last squad, which is a resistance squad, we do still have 2 more survivors that can be maxed out. So technically we can increase our power level a little bit more, but it's not going to be enough to increase it to power level 146. But this is what my survivor squads look like after reaching power level 145. Also, for those who are wondering, I maxed out my offense and tech squads first. That way you can deal more damage with weapons, as well as abilities and traps. So those were the 4 squads I maxed out first. Once I maxed those out, I went ahead and did fortitude and then resistance. So that's sort of the order I went when I used my survivor superchargers. So yeah, like I said, I've been doing ventures for about 3.5 years now. And honestly, I can't say that I would recommend it. I never really enjoyed ventures to begin with. I don't know, I just never really found it fun that you take away all of my items and force me to start over without adding any other features that sort of separates it from the original campaign. I can't say I disliked it entirely. There were a couple things that I liked. Like for example, when they add new biomes, the Autumn Foothills biomes. Same thing with the Frozen Fjords biome that we got recently. I really enjoyed exploring that. But other than the new biomes, there wasn't really anything that separated itself from the original Save the World mode. So yeah, as of right now, I can't really recommend doing ventures. My opinion of that could change if they ended up adding some more modes in the future which require a higher power level, or maybe a new event that has like a power level requirement of 140, for example, instead of 128 like it normally is. If that ever happened, I could potentially see the superchargers being a little more valuable. But considering I went through the entire campaign, beat the Mythic Storm King, completed every event without superchargers, it's obviously not really needed in the game at the moment. I think it was more or less just made for end-game players. Give them something to grind since there wasn't really a whole lot of other content to do in-game. But yeah, after doing this for 3.5 years, I couldn't really recommend it unless they add some more higher power level modes in the future. I'd say on average, depending on if you increase the difficulty, it's probably going to take you somewhere between like 40 and 60 hours to complete the venture season. But yeah, not a lot of people grinded out Venture Zone. Just to give you an example, holy shit, how did somebody get to power level 159? It's only one person too. Okay, that must be a mistake. Yeah, just ignore that 159 for now. I'm assuming that must be a developer. Oh, wait, are they testing new higher power level? Hold on, people, 159? That's close to 160. Oh, okay. You know what, anyways, back to the video. Holy shoot, what does that mean? I've never seen that before. So yeah, if we look at the leaderboards, as of right now, only 1,284 have reached power level 145, and that is currently 0.15% of the total Save the World population. So not a lot of people have done every single ventures. There's quite a few people between 130 and 145. So it does look like there's quite a few people currently grinding ventures. Or they may have stopped halfway, but just a little under 1,300 people have done every single ventures, for those who are wondering. I'm still tripping off that power level 159 though. What does that mean, people? If anybody has any information on that, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Are they going to increase the power level? Is it a visual bug? Could it be a developer currently working on something? Let me know what you think that means in the comments below. Honestly, if they did end up adding some more modes or higher level difficulty missions, then I believe I would feel like the Venture Zone was more worth it compared to the way that I feel now. I kind of feel like it wasn't. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. Did not expect to see that. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think I'm going to officially retire from Save the World's Venture Zone. At least for now. I may eventually come back and get those last few Survivor Superchargers so I can have all of my squads maxed out. But yeah, I think I'm going to take a little break because like I said, I've been doing this for 3.5 years and I haven't necessarily enjoyed doing it. So yeah, as of right now, I wouldn't necessarily recommend Ventures, but I should point out it can help you deal a little extra damage as well as give you some more health and shield. I believe it can also increase your ability damage. So if you were looking to buff any of those things, you may want to try out Ventures. Just know that the Superchargers aren't necessary to complete any event and save the world. So what does this mean for you all? Well, we're still going to do Venture Zone tips every Venture season. So not a whole lot's going to change on YouTube. We're still going to go over Save the World updates and take a look at anything new when it comes to Save the World. But I mean, as far as Twitch goes, we'll probably do some less Venture streams. But I think that'll give us more time to do other things. So we may go back to doing some more reviews, or we might mess around and try some different builds. But yeah, I think I'm going to be taking a break from the Venture Zone for a while since we reached the maximum power level. But yeah, this wasn't easy, people. Or I should say, it's not hard. It's just very time consuming, right? And it gets very repetitive. Don't really consider it to have a whole lot of replayability either. So yeah, someone who's actually gone through the entire Venture Zone process and reached the max power level, I can't necessarily recommend doing it unless, and this is probably the only reason, unless they add some new higher power level modes in the future, or a new event that requires a power level of 140 instead of 128. Or if they add a higher power level zone. I would definitely feel like that Venture Zone ground was worth it if they added a higher power level zone. And it doesn't even have to be as big as Twine Peaks. They could just maybe add 1 or 2 missions in every type of biome. Add the Frozen Fjords biome. Once they fix all the bugs with that map, they can add that to the new higher power level area. But until they do that, I can't really recommend doing Ventures. I never really found it fun because, like I said, there's no other new features or new enemy types, so there wasn't really a whole lot of replayability there. And honestly, the Superchargers aren't really needed. So if you're one of those people who decided to stay at 130, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. And if you're one of those people currently grinding to 145, I don't think that's a bad thing either. It's just, if there was one thing I could change, I just wish it wasn't as repetitive. I wish they either added some unique rewards, like maybe either skins or banners, or add some unique enemy types to sort of separate it from the main game mode. Because right now it just feels like I'm playing Save the World over and over again. Doesn't necessarily feel like I'm playing in-game content. But yeah, that's just sort of how I view it. I know not everybody sees it the same way. Yeah, I may come back and help some people out with the Venture Zone on Twitch. Speaking of which, be sure to follow if you haven't already. But yeah, for now, we're going to be taking a little break. But yeah, before I go, let me know in the comments what your current power level is. If you were able to make it to 145, let me know. Or if you're currently grinding to 145, let me know. Now, I did help a lot of people with their Venture Zone quest over the years, but I've also had people help me, and they know who they are. There's been dozens of them. They know who they are. But there's been one person in particular who's helped a lot, especially over the last couple of Venture seasons. And that person is Mr. Allfire. For those who don't know, he's consistently in the top 100 leaderboards, especially when it comes to Ventures. And he's helped me on a few occasions. Just to give an example, he'll have like higher power level missions unlocked, and I'll jump in those missions even though I have a low Venture level. And that helps me get a lot of XP really fast, which in turn helps me,
if it isn't the Black Man A1,
rank up my Venture level really fast. Damn it, Cookie. Which helps me rank up my Venture level really fast, which in turn helped me increase my power level and unlock high power level missions, and that in turn helped me help others quicker. It also gave me more time to devote towards making videos. So huge shout out to Allfire for helping me with, I want to say he helped with at least like 5 or 6 different Venture seasons, helping me level up really fast. And like I said, there were dozens of other people as well. But I would say out of everybody, Allfire probably helped me the most. And for those who don't know, he's like one of the best Save the World players in the game. So I just wanted to give credit where it's due. Not only did he help me out, but he also helped out a bunch of my viewers, as well as other people he plays with. So I just want to say thank you to Allfire, especially with the last couple of Venture seasons, because I had no desire to play them at all, and he sort of just dragged me through it, and I was kicking and screaming the entire way, but we eventually crossed the finish line. We made it, people. Yeah, just wanted to give a big shout out to him. Also wanted to give a big shout out to everybody who's been using creator code A1. Just want to say thank you to everybody who's been using the creator code. Anyways, we do have a new Venture season coming up on the 24th, I believe. And like I said, we will do a video going into detail over that. I believe we're going to get Flannel Falls this time instead of Mount Meadows. But yeah, going to be taking a break from Ventures, people. What a ride. Anyways, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. And thanks for watching.